Hello, Brian's Academy family. Let me take this opportunity to welcome you back to our channel for today's session. And we'll find out that today's session is very important because I want us to touch in an area that has been examined, that is in project part, more so in grade 5 under creative art part. So here I want us to touch on the project that is creating a functional fruit ball using paper mache technique. Uh, I remember this is an area that is very engaging and it's an area that is taught in grade 5 under the substrand. So it's under the substrand football, and under that one, the learner are supposed to cast marking cones using paper mache. So that's what is taught at grade 5 in the curriculum design. But now here in the project, we'll find that they have been told to create a functional fruit ball using paper mache technique. And there's some key areas that they have been highlighted that the learner are supposed to engage in groups and as individuals in this area. So it's good that we touch on the meaning of paper mache because remember it's a new term that the learner are coming across. So paper mache, we find that it's from French word meaning chewed paper. And so paper mache found that is an art technique where paper is torn into pieces. It's soaked in paste, that's like glue or flour mixture, and layered over a mold to create objects. And when it dries, it becomes hard and strong. In simple definition, we can say that paper mache is a method of making art or craft items by using paper and paste to form shapes. So we have here some two terms that we are supposed to be familiar with, and the first term is casting. Casting. So what is casting? Casting, we find that is a process of making items by pouring liquid or pressing soft materials onto a mold, and the material is then left to solidify, taking the shape of the mold. So that's the definition of that term, casting. And also we have another term called a mold. So a mold is the object that gives an item the shape during casting. So the item that you will be using to cast the item that you need so that you can come up with that shape is the one that we are calling a mold. And one mold can be used to make or create several similar items, as many as possible. So those are the two terms that we are going to encounter in our lesson. So it was good to go through them, the definition, so that when we meet them, we don't get confused. So after that, now let's go to the materials and tools required for the task, because that's the first task the learner is supposed to do, to start assembling the tools and materials. So here are some of the tools. We have drawing paper, that is A4 size, old newspaper or papers from old books. Remember, the drawing paper A4 size is for coming up with a sketch of what they are going to cast. Then we have old newspapers or paper from old books. That one is going to be used in making the paper mache. Then we have glue or flour paste. We have water, salt, paint and brushes. We have plastic ball, sandpaper or any other suitable. We'll see the use of it. We have scissors, decorative items, which is optional. So let's make sure that the learner have collected these items. If not, let them use the readily available. They can improvise what they have so that they can use to carry out the task given. So from there, now we have the steps to prepare paper mache. This is now the first. After assembling the material and tools, the first step is to prepare now the paper mache itself. And the first step, as you can see, we are going to collect materials and tools for the task. the material and tools we have highlighted above, we are going to collect them under the first step. Then the second one, we are going to cut the papers into small pieces, as you can see on my video there, the illustration. Then after that, you soak the cut papers in a bowl, basin, or a basket of water as shown above or below. Then, after that, you are going to leave the mixture for some time to soften, because remember they were somehow hard after cutting them into small pieces. Then we are soaking them, so we are going to give them some time to soften. Then the fourth step, what we are supposed to do, we are going to pound the mixture until it becomes smooth. So here we are going to put it together. As you can see on my video there, I have shown you what the pounding is. So that's what we are going to do under the step 4 to make sure that it is intact. Then after that, we will drain out the water from the mixture. Remember we had used water to soften it. So after pounding it, there's some water that will remain unused in that basket. So we are going to pour it out by draining it. Then after that, you add a little glue if it is available, or flour paste. After draining the water, you are going to add now a little glue if it's available, or flour paste if it's available. It's not a must. Then the seventh step, thoroughly mix the paper mache before using it for casting, marking, uh, functional fruit bowl. You make sure that you mix it thoroughly before using it, so that ikuwe imeshikana vizuri pale. Something to note is that if glue is added, remember on step 6 we said add a little glue. So if glue is added, use the paper mache immediately before the papers stick together. Take note of that. That's why I said it's not a must you use glue, because if you are going to use it, you have to use the paper mache immediately before the paper sticks together. I remember this is a project that has to take some time. Maybe you are carrying these steps at the end of the day, and the learner is supposed to go home. So you will find that if you have used glue and the learner leaving it there, so it will be difficult for you to use that paper mache. So be keen and be very keen on that one. Now, after coming up with your paper mache, now it's ready. Now, you will now go to the next step, and the next step will be now casting paper mache functional fruit bowl. Remember, we discussed what casting is. So now here now it's where that term comes in. Now we are going to cast paper mache. We have already created the paper mache we are supposed to use. So the process are as follows, and I have highlighted each part of the process on my video. So it is very easy as I explain. You see what I'm explaining on the video. So the first one, we are going to collect the tools and materials, and the tools and materials that we need in this task here is prepared paper mache. Remember, there's a paper mache that we have already prepared. Then a mold. Remember, I had given a definition of a mold. So you can use a plastic ball, because we are casting a functional fruit ball. So you can use a plastic ball that the learner will have collected. Then you need a sandpaper. We will see the function of the sandpaper here. Then part 2 of the process, you are going to select a reused item in the shape of a ball, such as a plastic ball, one of the material that we have collected. Then you are going to apply a little oil to the mold, or wrap it with polythene paper. So what is the function of you doing this? It's going to make it easier to remove the paper mache without it sticking to the mold. So I hope you understand that. Then after that, you are going to apply an even layer of paper mache around the ball shape. Then leave the layer to dry, then add more layers of paper mache to make the ball thicker, as you can see on my video there. After that, you are going to leave the cone, that is the ball of the mold you have used, to dry in a cool place away from direct sunlight. Then carefully you are going to remove the ball from the mold. Then after that, now you are going to finish by smoothing the edges and sanding the ball. You can use a sandpaper or a rough stone to sand the ball. So you do this, you follow this procedure, you will come up with a very well casted paper mache functional fruit ball. Then there's also this another part that the examiner have told the learner to do, and it's now the painting the functional fruit ball using at least three colors. Using at least three colors. So let me take you through this process of painting the functional fruit ball using at least three colors. So here you are going to follow the following steps to decorate the to decorate the functional fruit ball. So the first one, you are going to collect materials and tools for decorating paper mache functional fruit ball. You will need the paper mache ball, that is the fruit ball, then painting brushes, a container, wood, paint, and a palette for mixing paint. So those are the material and tools that you need. Then after that, you are going to prepare the paint needed and place it on a palette, the color of your choice. If they are primary or secondary colors, they must be three of your choice. Then after that, you are going to paint the functional fruit ball using the colors selected to make them appealing. So you make sure the color that you have selected are appealing to the eye, and you after that process, your functional fruit ball will be ready to be displayed. So after that, you are going to display it in front of your peers so that they can give out the feedback. So, what's going to happen there? You are going to display, then talk about your own and others' functional fruit ball. These questions are going to guide you. The first question: how is the finishing done to make the functional fruit ball neat? Then, which colors are used in painting the functional fruit ball? Then, what do you like about the functional fruit ball you have made? So these questions are going to help you in analyzing the work that each one of the groups have done during that project, and the teachers are going to award marks according to what the learners have given from various groups. You do this, you will come up with a very good presentation of the functional fruit ball paper mache technique. Be blessed. If you haven't subscribed, do so. Tell a friend, because this is where learning is made easy. I love you, and may God bless you abundantly.